Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are in this wonderful universe that we are in. Mr. Brown, I saw you. Fine. I'm going to send you the link any second now. You are going to be on my team tonight on Geek Lord Overmind. Well, we're very excited. So let me just I go to copy link right there. You see, you were watching a boomer in action. Boomer in action. So I just got to find your thing says eat. Sleep, right? Fine. Well, you're fine. We good. This. I'm hoping I'm getting the right guy. There you go. Just said. So you jump on whenever you're ready. And let me say good evening and good morning, good afternoon to everybody in the chat. Mr. Brown, hello to you. Problem being, how are you doing, everybody? Charlotte Shields, how are you? Pop Culture Avenger, huzzah! I think you sent me your address. You did. I saw an email. Although I'm trying to remember these things out. Oh, here you are. Just arrived. Disaster area. How are you? Who else we got? I think did I mention everybody? Did I mention everybody? Yes. I'm gonna move on a little bit faster than normal tonight. Oh, Unknown 29. How are you? I'm gonna move on a little bit faster than normal tonight because one of our guests for the big comic book pitch. One of our guests for a big comic book pitch has to leave by 7:45 UK time. So we can wrap up by then. That'll be fan-dabby double dozy. Fine. Let me bring everybody on one by one. Firstly, we have the congenial host that keeps everything in line, keeps everything in order. In Geek Lord Overmind, it is, of course, the one, the only, Birmingham's King of the Geeks, royalty himself, Dan Hazle from the Spacebook Type 40 podcast. How are you, Dan?
What's all this about order? That's a first.
A relative, a relative, a relative conception of order. Here, 1 second. Though. I'm gonna give
balance of the universe.
Yes, we do have more about it. One second, just try and pull something up. I have two exclusives that I'm going to show to the people we have here of things coming up on my channel. Where is it? This thumb. Yeah, I always like my thumbnails. I'm a little bit.
We love your thumbnails, Rabbi. We love them.
Not as much as I love them. You see, it's here it goes. Here, this is being posted tonight. Here we go. This doink. This one made me laugh for quite some time. See, I want to see that James Bond. That looks kind of fun, but that's a real story. And then I'm going to post this tomorrow. I just finished watching it about an hour ago, and it was a different type of excruciating that we're used to. My review stuff.
I wondered what you're going to. Blimey, you got that under your belt quick, didn't you?
I got right in there. Yeah. I got a lot of content to post. Okay, I'll tell you what, I got a lot of content coming up.
The future is made completely. I can't wait. Yes, I shall be watching a bit later on.
It really is. It's done so cheaply. It's done so insanely cheaply. Oh, did we just lose something? No.
In the publicity pictures for this season, they did seem a little confined. There was the sets of the sort of size of. I'm sorry to mention it again. Like 7
sets, there's like 3 sets in the whole thing, and all of them completely empty. Everything is virtual. Yeah,
my mate Norm, he reminded me, he's on the Mission Log podcast. Hello, Norm, if you're watching. Norm mentioned this whole premise, this new premise for Discovery, and said how much it reminded him of Andromeda.
Oh, it's totally Andromeda. Listen, I'll get into it in the review. But we got to keep things moving along because we want to finish like in time to get everybody on. Yes. So next up is my nemesis. Is who I will lock horns with this week. I think I've been lucky 2 weeks. I think he's been in training. I think he's working out. I think he's ready to take me this week. No, how are you?
Yeah, if I don't win this week, I'll have to really consider picking up encyclopedias and start learning from Yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I know we have to move on quickly. So just bring on their teammates.
I'll just say I'm completely bribable. I'll just put that out there, everybody.
That's no problem. Okay, see that's the smart way of doing things. We have let's introduce Noel's teammate first. Noel's teammate is a man of what's the word? A dapper man. A man of what's the word I'm looking for? A discerning man. Yeah. What's that?
Distinction.
He's the connoisseur of Doctor Who.
He's a man, and he's also he's a what? Sorry.
I said he's the connoisseur of Doctor Who.
He is the connoisseur of Doctor Who, and also the Tomorrow People. He's a bit of a Tomorrow People, maybe.
Yeah.
And of course, Colin P. Smith. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Thank you. Spaceman Colin. Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome, teammate.
I had to find a relatively appropriate one. Oh dear. No, you put me on your team. I think you might be doomed. Don't you?
We win this one, Colin. Colin, we have to put up a front and pretend that we're better than we are. So we're gonna win.
Yes, get the trash talk game up.
Right, get your teammate on. Ridicule them. Come on, get your teammate on so we can ridicule them. Take the piss. Come on.
Entering into the arena at the Thunderdome tonight with me, my wingman is Mr. Brown. How are you, Mr. Brown?
Hey!
Oh no, he's no sound.
Your sound's off, mate.
So, are you related to Agnes? Oh,
Still can't hear you.
That's grand. Colin, we're going to win tonight.
Oh, wait. Did I just hear No? 2 minutes. Okay, we'll wait for you.
Yeah, he just needs to fix his sound.
Roll the credits.
No. He's got to come back. And then we'll...
Right, well, this is going to be great because your teammate can't talk. So, Master, I must insist this week that you make sure that there's a time limit to each question, that Rabbi doesn't do what he did last week now, because that was a bit unfair.
Ambulated, did he? I haven't watched it back yet, so the adjudicator's eye has not caught that. But yes, I'll try and get my internal.
His little delay tactics where he says things out loud. He shouldn't be allowed to do that.
That's me thinking. That's what I do.
I don't think out loud. And another thing as well, when I get to answer my question and my teammate does, you don't interrupt either. If you interrupt,
oh my God, I get too excited.
That's what should happen. If anybody interrupts the team, the other team should get a bonus point.
I think what we have here is that you're the kind of thinker who does it all out loud, Rabbi. Whereas I think Noel internalises and works it through like a machine, like Sherlock in his mind palace.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yes, I would say.
I'm using mind palace when we're on the quiz because I've lost 2 weeks in the bloody row.
It's a bit of a shabby palace.
In fairness, though, I'm finding it very hard to get an old teammate. As you saying, last week I asked someone to be my teammate, and only for yourself, Colin, hopped in for me. Thank you, Colin. I really appreciate it. But nobody wants to be my teammate.
Okay.
We'll make a direct appeal to the public.
You know who would really love to get on?
Noel's getting the excuses in early. No, we're going to win this one this week. Right? We have to.
No, I'm just saying, it's only when Rabbi said hello to Mr. Brown on his team, I thought, what?
Right. Can you hear me? Brown.
We hear you. How are you, sir?
That was very stressful. Evening, guys. How are we doing?
Good evening, Mr. Brown. Happy birthday.
Cheers, mate.
You're not related to Agnes Brown by any chance,
I'm not there. I'm not there.
Right, I've got to find all the right things in my... okay, this is the titles. I think we're ready to go. Mr. Brown, who are you? Have you been... You haven't been on the stream before, have you? You haven't?
Who am I? That's a good question. Who am I? That's very deep. I've been on Dan's channel mainly. As I said, I'm the bad penny of Warp Drive.
Okay, great.
Wow. Well,
so this might be a ringer. This might be a ringer. I'm just warning you now, Noel.
In fairness, if you win this and a large margin, I'm going to start questioning everything that's going on.
Right, okay, so listen, I'm going to take us all off. I'm going to run the titles, and then I'll finish. Dan is the one he'll pop up. You'll introduce us, and I will try and work the team.
Dan's a great host. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay,
I'll do my level. Hello, yes, good evening, good morning, or indeed good afternoon. And here we are again, back for more Geek Lord Overmind, making contact with you live on YouTube for more geeky game show nonsense. Fun and games, the usual kind of thing. Yes, we're at the very nest of geeky knowledge here. And yes, all the Sontarans and the Rutans, they're sort of putting down their arms, and even they're going to pay attention to what's going to go on in the next hour or so. Make ready your mental pathways and bring forth the combatants into the arena. Yes, who've we got this time on Geek Lord Overmind? Let's find out. Yes, this is YouTube's newest sci-fi, fantasy, and all things culty game show. I said it was the only one last week. I could be wrong, but yeah, newest. That's pretty safe. I think of it as Have I Got Nerds for You? Or Mock the Geek. Eh? I think it's actually a bit of both, but we'll find out today with me, Dan Hadley, Birmingham's King of the Geeks, and anointed owner of a completely new tongue, it seems, and anointed question master. As always, we've got two teams of two here, ready to do battle. Two teams of two who have met before in different incarnations. But yes, we have team captains who bring on different oppos for each bout. Who's it going to be this time? Yes, just as the Autobots and the Decepticons and the other blokes and the GoBots that nobody can remember their name, just as they have, we're going to slug it out now for your pleasure across 4 mind-bending rounds. Now, first, let's bring in the reigning Geek Lord Overmind, the present owner of this august title. It can only be the Rabbi from another planet, Sveta Beckett.
It can only be me, and it is only me. I don't know if I can do 3 weeks in a row, though. I'm a bit nervous this week. Bit nervous. I think Noel's been working out. I think he's ready and raring to go. He smells blood in the air.
It's like Jaws, like the blood in the water.
He's like ready to pounce.
Oh God, yes. Well, I'm as you can tell, I'm getting used to my place today. Yes. So, who have you got on your team today, then, Rabbi?
I have on my team. I have on my team a illegitimate descendant of royalty. As you know, Queen Victoria, in the end of her life, her husband had died. Albert had died, whatever, and she formed a very close relationship with a Mr. Brown. So this must be a descendant of it. I only know this because it was a movie with Billy Connolly in it, which I saw in Blockbusters. Right, I saw in Blockbuster, but that's interesting. But I'm going to get Bill and Ted instead. So that's all I really know about it. It is Mr. Brown, the wonderful, the only Mr. Brown. How are you, Mr. Brown?
No pressure, then.
No pressure.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm fine, Rabbi. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much for adorning my channel and this game show. Although you should know, there are 2 places that you can watch the show. You can watch it on my channel, as we record, it comes out that weekend. But then for posterity, I should take it down as you put it up on your channel. I'll do that. I'll do that from now. I'll take it down.
For posterity, it's everywhere.
And then you could go to the Spacebook, right? It's on the
Yes,
Spacebook.
It's on the Spacebook. It's ubiquitous on there. Yes, you can find it there in my playlists too. For anybody who misses it on other occasions in the week. Yes, we're everywhere. Yes. Dan. So, hello, mate. It's good to see you. Just for anybody who hasn't seen you before, what's your geeky universe of choice? What's your number one?
I like Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. What else? Buck Rogers, that type of American
stuff. Right out there in deep space. Then this should be.
I do like Doctor Who, but you guys are just
in moderation.
Yeah,
We're talking about Doctor Who. we've got a second team captain just waiting in the wings. He has been swatting up for the last 7 days. He's 2-0 down, but I don't think that's going to stop Noel Glynn of the Tardis Zone for very long.
No, we're gonna try win this week. I'll seriously question the ability if I don't actually win this week. Believe it or not, back in the younger days, I was actually All-Ireland quiz champ. So the fact that I'm losing 2-0, I'm baffled, to be quite honest with you. We came close last week. Actually, we came close in both weeks. We took the lead in both weeks, but we ended up losing it on the last round. So, it's Rabbi is definitely a good competitor. I like it.
It's
he cheats a little bit, but other than that, he's a great
competitor.
It's that last round when the clock starts ticking and the brown and adrenaline starts flowing. That's when you really start to feel the pressure. So, who's on your team tonight, then, Noel?
Oh, we've got someone that everybody knows, someone that's a connoisseur, as I said, of Doctor Who. We've got the one and only Colin P. Smith.
Okay.
Joining
Colin, dreaming aboard.
Based around Colin this week.
Dan, I suspect the third faction you were missing was Rock'em Sock'em Transformers.
They're the best ones.
No, I miss out loads of that. Yeah, so many generations of Transformers that I can't keep them all in check.
I have no idea, but I remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots as a boxing robot.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots and GoBots. Yes, GoBots were the sort of the cheaper version of Transformers. I know that lots of people out there look.
Right, Zoids was one of them.
I love Zoids. Oh no, I know all about Zoids. Yeah, I love them. No, but the GoBots. I know there are people out there who really love the GoBots. So please don't take offense to the GoBots fans. You can let us know. Actually, no, let us know in the comments section here on the Rabbi's channel. Let us know. Yes, what are the Autobot and Decepticon variants over there? Okay, well, Colin.
Yeah, remember, guys, everybody that's in the quiz to go to the private class, so you don't read the normal comment section.
Yeah, it's difficult. Remember not to click on that.
Yeah, a quick reminder: go directly to the private chat, away from the comments, or make the screen big. We'll trust you all on that. So, Colin, what's your fandom of choice before we get started? Is it the GoBots?
Probably anything before about 2010.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's pretty broad. So you should be sorted tonight, then. No, you should be sorted.
I think we might got a good one here now to this week.
Does that include
the earliest fan ones I can think of was sort of like 1918. Back to Edgar Rice Burroughs before he invented Tarzan, all the way back to Barsoom. So,
oh wow, okay. First in the
week.
First in the classics. Okay. Well, we've met the teams. Now it's time to get down to business and find out who are the Oracs and who are the Tweakies. Go biddy 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 biddy.
Yeah.
And yes,
but Tweaky gets to be with Wilma Deering. Why do you always think Orac's the best answer to that one?
Never mind all that. Cue the graphics, Rabbi. Cue the graphics.
Wow.
We're gonna He's going to go first on this one. So I'm going to go to the Rabbi to pick heads or tails.
You normally give it to Noel. This is throwing me off. I will pick heads.
And it is tails. Noel, do you want to go first or second?
Do you know what? I always go second and the back first, so we're going to go first this week.
Good man.
Okay, well, this is round one, of course, and conferring is allowed. We're going to fire a question at each team. You're allowed to consult with your teammate. There's 2 points for every question in this particular round. But if our team does get them wrong or abstains, then they do get offered across to the other team who can steal away a cheeky point. Okay, Noel, so are you ready? Here's a question then for Team Torchwood, Noel and Colin. Set in the year 2517, which space drama TV series follows the adventures of the renegade crew of the spaceship Serenity?
I know that one. Firefly.
Even I know that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That's off to a flying start from Team Torchwood there. Over to the Elders of Zion now for question Number 2. In the 2002 sci-fi movie Signs, which common substance were the alien invaders vulnerable to?
Water.
That is
Water.
also correct.
Well done, good movie too,
Cooking,
actually.
Good one.
cooking with gas here. Back over to Team Torchwood. In the film Star Trek: The Motion Picture, what was the name of the mysterious entity that was threatening the Earth?
V'ger.
Voyager 6, depending upon whether you have it clean up or not.
V'ger will suffice.
Voyager 6 was the original probe. There was
That was Voyager 6, I think. What was that? It was like
Voyager-
Yeah, but no,
Voyager
you said the entity. The entity was called V'ger.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Back
Voyager.
over to the elders of Zion now. Caprica is a spin-off from which 2000s TV show?
Oh.
BSG.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Well done, everybody. Back to Team Torchwood. Geraint Wyn Davies played an 800-year-old vampire detective in which cult 90s series?
Ooh.
Question again?
Geraint Wyn Davies played an 800-year-old vampire detective in which cult 90s TV series?
I pictured the flipping thing and I can't think of what it was.
Is it?
Big
I think
show.
it's got night something in it.
Hold on. Will we just take a guess?
You can, by all means.
As soon as you said the name, I'll kick myself.
Right. Well, I think it's either Buffy or Angel. They're the only things I could think vampire world in the 90s.
No. I don't think so. I think it was one of its own. It was set in somewhere like San Francisco. And he was a detective and he only came out at night. I think I remember the show, but I think it was called Night something. When I'm wondering if I can remember what.
Night Stalkers.
Oh, no, great guess, but no, that's not right. It has to go over to the elders of Zion now. Any ideas, guys?
I think it's Forever Night. Will be my guess.
That is correct.
No.
Well
I
played.
got the word night in it.
You're
Elders of
right.
Zion.
I was gagging to say it when you said that.
Elders of Zion. This is
It was so bad. They had it on like at like 11 o'clock because on was it on PBS? I was like, it was some nothing channel. It was awful. It was so bad.
Sky used to put it on over here. They'd strip it in prime time. It was really, really popular. Back over to the elders of Zion now for their question. The author Ray Bradbury called which movie, released in 1977, the greatest science fiction movie ever made?
Oh, I guess it must be Star Wars, right? 77? What do you think, Mr. Brown? I think 77 was Star Wars. Yeah, I think it must be Star Wars, right?
I can't think of anything else in 77 other than Star Wars.
Like, really? Was there another sci-fi movie in 77?
I don't
think
think there was another sci-fi movie before that, to be fair. So,
there was.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. We're going to say Star Wars.
And it's over to Team Torchwood, guys.
Oh.
The author Ray Bradbury called which movie, released in 1977, the greatest science fiction movie ever made?
I reckon it's I think. Oh, I don't really want to say.
If you were,
You can
the director of one who flew over. What's that? Flew over the cuckoo's nest. That director. What's his name again? What's the name of the movie? I'm gonna go Space Odyssey.
No, don't do that.
2001 was well before that.
Is that your final answer?
No, don't do Space Odyssey. You're 10 years out. Okay, you
Oh dear, you're supposed to confer with your teammate, not with. Okay, what's your final answer, Team Torchwood? No,
Colin.
I think it might have been the Motionless Picture.
Too early.
Was it?
It's a good guess, but it's not right. No, it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind there.
That's
Yes.
Yeah, 1977.
Yes. Anybody hear
I'm
something?
thinking of who likes that? One second. I'm going to be moving for a second, see if it's you. Okay, no, I think we're okay now.
Okay, so that's back over to Team Torchwood now. Klaatu.
Oh, no, we were going right.
Klaatu delivers his message for all humankind in which black and white classic?
Dave Yersford still.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colin, what was that?
Dave Yersford still, the Michael Rennie version.
That's correct.
Michael
Not the
Rennie
20
still, the
not
Dave
the,
Yersford still, but he told us where we stand.
Not the
And
2020.
finally,
I quite like the Keanu Reeves one. I say the Keanu Reeves one isn't bad, isn't a terrible movie.
Oh, it's shite.
and finally, over to the Elders of Zion. Who played the first female Terminator on screen?
Christine.
Oh, was it? Was it Christine? Yeah.
It wasn't Summer Glau. That was way later.
It was
the third Terminator movie, which was Christine. T3,
wasn't it?
Yeah, her name was Christine something or other. Christine. She's not famous any now because she's not young and hot anymore. What's her name?
Sorry,
Christine Locke, maybe was it?
No, we don't know.
Can't give you that. Team Torch, would you want to take a punt on that?
Well, I'm a Terminator fan, and I know this because she was one of my favorite Terminators. It's Christina Logan.
Oh, well
correct.
Done.
Well played. And
Well
at the end of that first riotous round, Team Torchwood have 6 points, and the Elders of Zion also have 6 points.
Yay.
Great graphics. Awesome graphics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Slick.
Got a fan here, Rabbi. Yes, round 2 now is the picture round, of course, the famous picture round.
This is the rough one.
A series of picks.
This is the one that we do.
This is the one. This is one picture per contestant this time. Now, there are 3 points up for grabs.
Right.
If our contestant gets the right answer on the first picture we showed them, they get a full 3 points. But we're going to work our way down the pictures here to offer them 2 points for the next question, for the next picture, sorry, then 1, and then 0, obviously, if they don't
I get
it.
you.
Can I get an extra point? Can I get an extra point if I can identify that font you use for picture round?
It's the same one you use for the Geek Lord Overmind logo. On brand. We're on brand. Yes, so there is a proviso to this. The other team can actually steam in there at the 3 point mark if they're uber confident, and steal those 3 points, but only at the 3 point junction. So here we are. This is the first.
What you're basically saying is we get a one go at the 3 point one, and if we don't get that, then it goes over to the other side to see if they can get the 3 points, and if not, then it comes back to me then for 2 points and then 1 point. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The 3 points is off the table if somebody can't get it from the very, very first one. And yes, this time we're going slightly different again. And I've just got one question to ask you guys, but we're going to see who goes first. Who's in the lead? Oh, you're drawing. So yes, who we asked Rabbi before. So Noel, I'd like you to give me heads or tails.
We'll go with heads, please.
And it's tails. Rabbi, do you want to go first or second?
I guess we'll go for. What do you think, Mr. Brown? First?
Fortune favours the brave. We'll go second.
Okay, there you go. Over the Noel then.
You go second. Okay. Everybody, all these pictures are of a similar sort of on a similar vein. Yeah. I just want you to answer me one question. In the whole universe of geekiness, in these pictures, where are we? This is the first one.
Right, but hold on. You said that each contestant is getting. So who's this first picture for?
Well, there's one to each of you, but you can confer with your teammates. So, Noel, this is for you.
I think I know.
Where are we?
I think I know.
Right, go ahead, Colin, because we can confer. What do you reckon?
Well, I think if you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you'll get the answer. I think it's Tracy Island.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think you're right.
What did you say?
I think it's Tracy Island for Thunderbirds.
Right.
I think we're on an island in the Pacific owned by an ex-astronaut.
That is, Colin, that is a good call. I wish it were my turn. That's a good damn call. I would never get that.
Probably wrong, but
it's a good guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go with you on this one because I haven't got a clue. So, is that what you want to go with?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Bomb.
Well done.
On me.
3 points.
I don't have well done.
Okay, that's over to the Elders of Zion for picture number 2. I'm going to ask you again, in the whole universe of geekiness, where are we?
Oh.
It looks like it's subterranean. It could be. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts there, Mr. Brown?
I do.
I think it looks like a really bad Photoshop filter.
Of what?
That's a good question.
Well, that's the question. Actually, that's the question we have to answer. You know,
that is the question. Yes.
The question isn't how did he do it. The question is how do we? What is it? What's that picture of? It could be so many subterranean things. Oh my gosh!
Do you know?
I'm going to say Wakanda. My guess is Wakanda.
I'm clueless, so I will go with you.
And that's incorrect. Team Torchwood, do you know between you? This is your one chance to take those 3 points.
Right, I've got a. As soon as I seen it, something popped into me head. But I'm interested to hear what Colin has to say first. Colin, what do you think?
My first impression is right. That grey thing on the right is a tunnel.
Right. I was thinking the back cave.
Tardis. What are you thinking?
I was thinking the back cave.
I was thinking it's a control centre for the time tunnel, or possibly the Great Machine on Epsilon 3. But it looks
right there. That does look like the heart of the time vortex right here. Right, we.
You have to push you for an answer now.
I think you're right. I honestly think it's the back cave, though. But
I'll go with you. I mean, that was just my first impression, but it's a slightly odd angle for it to be the time tunnel control centre of the back cave.
I'll go with Colin.
Okay. Time tunnel control room.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
Correct.
Wow!
Whoa!
Well played.
Well done, Colin.
That's what put me off was the fact that the tunnel was off to the side. You normally see it in the middle.
Yeah, that was really off-putting. Never seen that view before.
Oh, this is our picture now, isn't it? So we can.
Yes, this is back up. This is Colin's picture. Okay, I'd like you to tell me in the whole universe of geekiness, where are we?
Oh, easy.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Opposite the hospital on New Earth.
Yes, it is.
Okay, tell me what they're sitting on. What are they sitting on? It's apple grass.
Yeah,
blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I can bloody get. Oh man. Getting cream.
That was
well played. And back over to the Elders of Zion for the final picture. Guys, where are we?
Oh, get the hell out!
Oh.
That's my rectum, right? Yeah,
Colin, don't say that. This is not your turn. Keep it to yourself if you know. For now.
What the hell could that be?
It's very brown, whatever it is.
Well, you have to get this right, because if you get this wrong and Colin gets it right, we've got a 9-point lead, I think, or a 6-point lead. So you need to get this.
This is rough, isn't it? I'm having trouble even coming up with a guess on this one.
I think there's trees involved somewhere.
Yeah, I think so too.
Campfire or something.
Dead the Triffids, maybe?
What you going with?
No. What the hell is that?
My God. I would be here all day.
Okay, don't tell us, Colin. Would you ever guess what it is? Because I have no idea.
Oh, no, don't be asking my team, mate. No, you're not going to find out if he knows, so you have to go. No, you go and guess now. If you don't know, it's over.
Okay.
No heat
I'm
in
gonna
this.
say. Oh, what's that red plant in the foreground? That gives it away, whatever it is.
I don't know. I don't think it looks like a plant at all.
It's a bush.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's the cave from the episode of Star Trek where Wesley left. Remember the one where they have the thing went over the fountain?
I do. I remember.
So, do you have any other guess
No,
other than that? I'm gonna.
You have to push you guys.
No, guy. I'm
Right,
clueless.
that's a guess. We don't even have the name for it. I'm sure it's wrong.
It's wrong, but
It's incorrect. Team Torchwood, any ideas? 3 points.
Well, I've got something in mind, Colin, because you've gotten most of these right. I'll see what you have to say first, but I'm thinking along the lines of, and I'll just tell you, it's not your answer, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to say King Kong. It looks like King Kong to me. This part here looks like the head of King Kong.
Well, it could be. That's not bad.
I
like what's the name? Yeah.
actually, I was. The only thing I was actually thinking possibly was the year 800,001.
I'm gonna have to rush you guys.
I.e. in the future from the time machine, but I'm not sure.
No, that's not bad guess.
I'm gonna throw this back.
We'll go with the time machine because Colin seems
it's incorrect. I'm throwing it back to the Elders of Zion. Where are we?
Oh, I know it. I know it already. You better get this right because I know what it is.
good for you.
What the hell is it?
That's an animal on the left.
Yeah.
Like a red animal. It's like a orangutan or something.
I think I know. He's.
I know. Planet of the Apes. They're on the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, which one?
He said the location.
The location. That's also incorrect. Can you tell me where are we?
That's.
Oh, I know now. Finally. You could have given me a hint and said that the one of the people in there is going to grow up and be super.
Is
super
that?
Because that's Jennifer Connelly on the right hand side.
Is this a I think this is a Labyrinth.
So
right.
Rabbi, where are we?
Oh, you're in the what was it? Swamp of Despair? What was it called again? No, that was Princess Bride. The Kingdom of the Goblin King, which is technically correct.
Yes, the Kingdom of the Goblin. I don't think it is because it's outside. It's the Bog of Eternal Stench. Yes, no, I can't.
We can cream that.
I don't think I can, in good faith, give you that. Yes, so where are we? At the end of round 2. Yes, the Elders of Zion are on 6 points, but storming into the leader, Team Torchwood with 15.
Sorry, Rabbi.
Oh my God! I can't believe it. Colin, this is all
roll the graphic. Roll the graphic.
One second. I was just charging my phone. Wait. Let me go. Yeah, round 3.
Oh, the fun never stops, does it? Okay, round 3 we're on now, and the leaders get to choose the category. In round 3, we've got 2 categories here. Okay, and also this is for you to choose. There's 2 points for every right answer. They don't get offered across for obvious reasons, but there is 2 points. Now, if they're true or false questions, and you've got this, you can choose between these 2 categories now. Category A, which is called casting call, or category B, which is big tech. Which one of those 2 do you fancy?
Casting call is popping out at me, but I just want to ask Colin because my teammate. Colin, what do you reckon?
Casting call is probably going to be actors and
and actresses, and I'm pretty good with names. What about you?
I'm not normally that good with who played who necessarily.
Well, and God knows what that is, and every time I pick a category, it seems to go pear-shaped. So will we just go with casting call?
You going with what? Sorry, was that A?
Yeah, we'll go with
Okay.
casting call. And who
Okay,
gets the first question, me or Colin?
It'll be either of you. Either of you. Don't think it really matters. You are allowed to confer on these.
Oh, okay then. Right,
Okay, so here we are. Lots of major movies and TV shows are created or even cast with a particular actor or actress in mind who, for whatever reason, ultimately ends up never playing those parts on TV or in the film. Okay,
Right.
so I'd like you to give me a true or false on these facts, whether they were true or false regarding the casting of actors or actresses in movies or TV shows gone by. Here we are. Here's the first one. Team Torchwood. The part of Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop was conceived for Sylvester Stallone. Is that true or false?
Oh. No. Hold on. I have heard stories about Sylvester Stallone. He was supposed to be in a movie, but it didn't work out, and he ended up doing a different movie. But I don't think it was Beverly Hills Cop.
No, I've got a feeling it might have been Richard Pryor.
Right. So I'm
going
going to say false. We're going to say false.
That one is true. Okay, so we're on to question number 2 here. Matthew Broderick was the actor originally set to don the pointy teeth, hairy sideburns, and shades as Scott Howard in Teen Wolf.
True. False. I'm going to say, I'm going to agree with Colin, false.
That is false. Correct.
Oh, good.
And we have the next question. Eddie Murphy turned down the role of the Candyman in the Clive Barker adaptation in 1993 when the studio refused to punch up the laughs. Is that true or false?
Oh.
No idea.
I'm going to say true.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is, yeah.
That is true. Mel Gibson was director Joel Schumacher's choice for Two-Face in Batman Forever.
Oh. I'm going to say, if Colin doesn't know.
Nope, no idea.
I'm going to say false.
It's true. And finally, the part...
I'm so glad I didn't get this category. I would have got them all wrong. I had no idea of any of this.
Yes, Mel Gibson was very flattered, but tied up making Braveheart at the time. And finally, to Team Torchwood, the part of the little girl, Carol Ann, in Poltergeist, played by the late Heather O'Rourke, of course, was originally intended to be played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Is that true or false?
Oh. So Paltrow would have been a kid as well. Oh, I don't know. I think that's false.
I've got no idea again.
So I'm going to say false. Final answer.
Final answer. Well done. It is indeed false. Although Gwyneth Paltrow was a family friend of Steven Spielberg, yes, that is completely false. So yes, well played, guys. Over to Elders of Zion for category B, Big Tech. Okay, you get the general gist of it by now. I'm going to fire these questions at you. They're either true or false.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody. Singapore biotechnologist Benjamin T engineered an electronic skin substitute after being inspired by the Star Wars saga. Is that true or false?
Is it true?
Well, we've got a 50-50 chance.
I'll go with true.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Rabbi.
That's true. Motorola's compact clamshell cellular phone was a homage to the original series of Star Trek's communicators.
I guess we're going for true on that one as well. Although I would say false, but because they say true. But I'm going to say true. I would say false because
I'm sure I've read it. It was true, but
because it seems to be wrong. I'm going to go with true. Let's go with true.
It's false. MIT's system of operating computers by simple hand gestures with special gloves was inspired by devices seen in the 2002 movie Minority Report.
Yeah, I'm going to go for true with that. Yeah.
That's also false.
Ah!
Nike developed the technology for sneakers to self-lace purely after Marty McFly's high tops in Back to the Future 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
I mean, they did produce them.
Yes.
Did produce them.
I'm sure they did.
And it was like 20 years later. Well, did they self-lace or not in that? I'm going to go for true again. You can't be wrong every time with true. I'm going for true again.
That
Law
is
of
true.
averages.
That's true. And finally, the hologram of Princess Leia, which was an early element of that original Star Wars movie, was a call to action heard by dozens of companies all over the world who raced to create a system to record and play back recognizable patterns of light, which are what we now call holograms.
I'm going to say false on that one because if loads of people, I see loads of people try and do that, but we still don't have that, right? I mean, the best they got, they did it inside this dome. Is the close they got. They never had freestanding holograms. So I'm going to go false on that one.
It is false. But the first example of holography dates to the 1940s, apparently. So my information tells me.
Well done,
yes, so we have, let's do the totting up here. And we have the scores at the end of round 3, which are, hang on a second. Says Hazle. Yes, in the lead, still our Team Torch with the 21 points, and Elder Designer lagging behind with 16.
Colin, you're tapping your mic.
We're closing the gap. We're closing the gap.
Well, you're going to little bit down now. So.
The gap is closing. Cue the graphic.
Oh, we're back there. We're okay.
Yes, this
Very
is the
loud.
one. This is the one, everybody, where they start to quake in their boots.
Yeah.
Round
This is my
4.
favorite round. I like this round.
Yeah, same here. This is the round now where
The
Rabbi catches up. Or we lead.
Yes, okay. This is the general gist of it. No conferring on these questions. I'm going to offer a question to each of our 4 combatants.
No,
they're going to be against the clock this time, so they've got to give their answers quickly. It's 2 points for a right answer.
Right.
And we'll be against the clock. No conferring allowed again.
No.
Now, Team Torchwood, you are in the lead. Do you want to go first or second?
Colin, what do you want? First or second, mate? I think first has worked well for us so far. Do you want to continue going first?
Okay, yeah, let's go first.
We'll go first because obviously, it's worked well for us this week.
Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Noel, then I'm going to go to the Rabbi, then to Colin, then to Mr. Brown. Okay, and the clock is starting now. Puckle was the original surname, Noel, of which character in J.K. Rowling's early notes for the Harry Potter books?
Ah, Jesus, I haven't got a clue. Dumbledore.
Incorrect, it was Hermione. Rabbi, King's Landing is the capital of which fictional city?
Withdraw.
Correct.
Withdraw.
Colin, who played Merlin in the BBC TV series of the same name?
Don't know. I don't know.
It's Colin Morgan. Mr. Brown, which fantasy adventure series splits its action between Paris and the fictional city of Seacouver?
Pass.
That's confidence for you. It's Highlander, the series. Noel, which actor still holds the record for the most on-screen deaths at 43, including everything from being shot in the head, hanged, consumed by a magical pot, and being ripped open from the inside twice?
Ripped open from the inside twice.
Indigestion.
John Hurt.
Correct. Rabbi, the crew of the Federation Starship Voyager become stranded in which quadrant of space in the Star Trek franchise?
Oh, and Voyager.
Correct.
Yeah.
Colin, German actress Brigitte Helm is Maria the Machine Person in which early science fiction film?
Metropolis, 1923.
Also correct. Mr. Brown, in which TV show would you find the species Feely Sapiens?
Pass.
It's Red Dwarf. No.
Yeah.
Which comedian played Professor Malcolm Taylor in Doctor Who during the David Tennant era?
Which comedian played who?
Played Professor Malcolm Taylor in Doctor Who during the David Tennant era.
What's his name? Lee Evans.
That's correct. Yes, so we're over to the Rabbi now. The writer John Gurney wrote and illustrated a series of books which were turned into which big-budget fantasy miniseries in 2002?
Gormenghast.
Sadly, that's incorrect. It's Dinotopia. Colin, which star of Friends played Julie in the 1987 movie of Masters of the Universe?
Oh, that's
Corny
easy.
Cox.
Well done.
Correct. Mr. Brown. In the movie The Matrix, what was the name of the computer hacker who discovered that all of life on Earth was actually a simulated reality?
Ooh.
What, the mate is Neo, isn't it?
You tell me.
Neo.
Correct. No.
Mr. Anderson.
Go ahead.
No.
Mr. Anderson.
Officer Rokotansky is better known. Officer Rokotansky is better known as who in the movie franchise which began in 1979?
Oh, is that? Hold on. 1970 what?
1979.
I'm thinking Police Academy at Hightower.
Officer Rokotansky is better known as who in the movie franchise which began in 1979?
I'm going to say Hightower.
That's incorrect. And Rabbi, which
Mad Max.
Yes,
You
it's
can't
Mad Max.
answer it. You know the rules. You can't say nothing. It's not your question.
I know. Well, he got it wrong, so I can't answer it. I didn't get
I have given the answer.
And Rabbi, we're just going to get this in now. Which 1964 children's classic has been filmed twice? Once in 1971 and then again in 2005.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah. The Golden Compass.
It was Willie.
It's incorrect. It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, well,
And we are just
Rabbi.
in. Yes. We have the final scores, which are... what are they? Oh boy. Okay.
Please don't tell me I won. After all that.
We answered 3 or 4 of those questions. We already had a 3 or 4 point lead, so we've actually won.
I think you're in good shape.
Very competitive.
You're just
Yeah.
dying to know, aren't you? Yes, the Chris Chibnall honorary countdown clock has timed them out, but we do have the final scores. Wait for it, everybody.
Draw.
Elders of Zion, you scored a mighty 24 points. But our winners this week are Team Torchwood with 27 points. Well done, everybody. You can breathe easy now. How did you find that one?
This was the best one, I have to actually say. In the 3 weeks that we've done it. No, even the ones I lost were good, but this was better. This was better because it was more home. Lost.
Okay.
Losers. Rabbi, you lost.
Who set the question?
Thank you, everybody, for watching. That's another Geek.
The chat do. Problem being, so the winner. How much did Unknown 289 get?
Oh yeah, because he was very good last week, actually.
Yes, I haven't had the chat on the whole time, but we have had a busy chat as well. Lots and lots of people giving various answers. In fact, most of them were right. Lots of people went for Narnia.
You're available next week, Unknown. I'd like to have you as a quizmate next week, so I want to get in there before Rabbi does.
Oh yes, it's been a 2-horse. Oh no, we've had Vanessa's been in there too. Hello, Vanessa. William Crawford Hazle's been in the mix with Problem Being and Disaster Area. Alpha Omega. It's been quite a busy chat after all. But yes, that is it. We have clear winners this time. The Geek Lord Overmind is now in the possession of Noel at Team Torchwood. Where are you going to start with it? What are you going to do with it? I can't wait to find out in 7 days' time what becomes of the Geek Lord Overmind possessed by our winners.
Tell you, it'll all go to pot. Now, look out for after the
We're
British.
coming for the equalizer
Listen.
next week, Rabbi. We're coming for the equalizer next week. It's gonna be
Okay.
on.
Now listen, all you people out there in the chat or anybody watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching it, do you wish to lay claim to the Geek Lord Overmind? Are you a doctor of facts, for example, or a master of trivia? Get in touch, pick a side, or maybe rally your own troops. Stake a claim to the Geek Lord Overmind. See you again another time.
Everybody wave and say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Right there.
And remember, if anybody wants to be on my team to be a winner, you know what to do.
Congratulations, Noel. Yes, I set the questions, Ian. It was me.
When I see you, you're going to get a smack.
They were good, weren't they? Good.
They were tough. They were
Picture
very
out
tough.
that always throws me. Willie, did
Sorry,
you see the pictures that they you had to identify? What was it? Will is joining us on the next stream. Did you see those pictures? Freaking impossible. Somehow.
Sorry, did you just say impossible for the pictures?
Yeah, you
That's the first time I've known any of the bloody answers on the picture one.
So the labyrinth one was easy.
Oh, no, I hate
That's the
that.
other one I didn't get when I was seeing Labyrinth.
Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'll see you again another time. I'm
Cheers,
off,
guys.
but enjoy your big comic book pitch. I'll speak to you all again soon.
Hey, a little bit. We have to wait for a bit because two other contestants are yet to arrive. Let me. What's the problem being? Problem being and Noel. Do you want problem being to collate the scores in the chat so you don't have to worry about it this week? No.
Well, what's up? Say that again.
Would you like problem being to collate the scores?
No, I'm going to do it because it gets complicated that way.
Okay. Maybe a problem being as you back up.
We've been doing it.
Well, would that be a good idea?
And as you made me honorary host, I set the rules in place now. So, with that said, Q&A everybody. Who else are you bringing on actually? We can't really there.
He's got his campaign just running right now. So he's in full campaign mode. What's his name again? Anybody can find him. It is where'd he go? I'm looking at my messages. I can't find him. Oh, his name is Robert Geronimo, and he's got his Indiegogo looks great. Here, let me just say hi. We're ready to start now.
Right, we are indeed.
Now, as soon as you arrive, and then we got Lucifer Storm as well.
Oh, brilliant!
I'm gonna contact him as well. Facebook just moves so bloody slow. I just found everything on Facebook. Facebook used to zip, right? It used to be a site. Yeah. Now it just crawls. What is up with that?
They've updated the thing and it's not going well. PlayStation as well. PlayStation, they're actually recording their private conversations.
This is like one of the major things going on. So no, while we're waiting, you said there's a rumor that Doctor Who might start filming in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, Eddie.
What is that rumor? Where's that coming from? Because I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I don't believe it right now.
Well,
What?
It's coming from Eddie Ascaro. Now,
right.
You all know Eddie. Eddie does have some connections within.
Right, he's a stable guy. He's not crazy.
So yeah, so he's basically saying that they're gearing up, and they could start filming within the next 2 weeks. Now we do know from Jodie's own mouth that they are in prep. So that was a week ago when she said that in the pre-record. So if you take into account that the pre-record was probably a week old, that's 2 weeks since the announcement. So another 2 weeks on top of that would make it a month. It would make sense. The problem I have with it, and again, he has added, obviously it's that it will or won't happen. It'll be due to the COVID restrictions, obviously. So we won't know anything until we find out what the restrictions are going to be like in Wales. Now, they might be able to film, apparently, in some parts of England that are not under the strict lockdown rules. So there could be a chance, as I said, Doctor Who films in 2 weeks' time, but it hasn't filmed yet. So anybody still out there saying that it's filming, it's not, right? It could film in 2 weeks' time. Doesn't mean that the people that said that were filming were right. You were wrong, and you were wrong. It wasn't filming. So it could be in 2 weeks' time. So that's what we've been told. And it does come from Eddie Ascaro, and I'd listen to him or Gary from their office.
Yeah, I do. Fine. No, we're going to be starting. Everybody's here. We're going to be starting. Well, Wullie, I'm sure will be back in a minute. We're going to be starting in a minute. Let me introduce you to Rob Geronimo. I just think his name is Rob Geronimo. He's got an awesome Kickstarter going right now. In fact, let me just pull up your Kickstarter.
Indiegogo, rather.
Man, you're Indiegogo.
Okay.
Years. I haven't used Kickstarter for anything, and I still can't. It's like I can't get the that association out of my head. So let me pull it up. We can spend a couple of minutes, like just highlighting it before we start. That'd be great.
Oh, awesome.
Who else has got? Wullie, your one's not running it, is it? Oh, is Wullie back or not? No.
It's got the mailing list is up.
Oh, fine. So I put that in. I put that in chat. Let me. I'll try and pull that up as well in a sec. I put it in the video notes. And Lucifer Storm, it's just your regular website, right?
And my upcoming book, Lady Satan.
Okay, fine. Yeah, in fact, you share that for me right now.
Yeah.
Fine. Let me just so here. So listen, Collins, Mr. Brown, is there anything you'd like to add before I dismiss you off the stream in a hap-handed manner?
Just say thanks, everybody. See you next time. Wonderful. Cheers, Rabbi. You're amazing. I love you.
Listen, look, anytime you want to jump on, just give me a shout, okay?
Yeah.
This is, on a serious note, this is good for my mental health. Being stuck in is bad for everybody at the moment. So cheers.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand where you are coming from. Last night, I broke down crying like a little baby. This lockdown is getting to me. But listen, I want to put that offer out to you as well. If you want to come on to my channel, the Tardis Zone, keep your money. As you said.
Wonderful. Cheers, guys. We need to keep our grey material stimulated.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's what work does for you. It keeps that stimulated.
You're right.
Cheers, guys. Love you all. Take care. Bye bye.
See you,
man.
Bye.
And Colin, is there anything you want to say or plug or do before you slope off?
Well, can I thank my teammate first, Rabbi? I know you lost and all, but congratulate my teammate first. Colin, thank you for being my teammate, and congratulations on your win. It's been a world coming, I have to say. But 2-1, we'll get her back, and maybe a couple of weeks' time, I might get you back on as my teammate. Just
listen, I want yours, my teammate as well. You kicked ass. You were really good.
Well, unfortunately, I can't, because once I pick a team member, you can't pick the same team member. Like me, I can't pick Problem Being.
You can have Problem Being anytime you want. What the hell?
I know.
Listen,
you got to be on camera more often. You're a very handsome guy. Did you see him yesterday?
Probably be fairer if you swapped over.
He's very dashing.
Wouldn't it?
I'm sorry?
I say it'd be fairer if you couldn't have the same person on the team twice.
Oh, yeah, well, listen. Well,
play fair, though.
I was watching, unfortunately, I missed watching the recording. I was watching the Aliens stream last night.
Oh, fun.
It was fun, but two things actually occurred to me as I was watching. I've never actually clocked through before. 2 points in that storyline where the story could have gone completely differently. 2 big boo-boos.
Right.
If Gorman had actually told his bloody soldiers why he was telling them to disarm, they would not have had all that fuss they probably wouldn't have got all the fuss, because they just thought he was an idiot telling them not to do anything. If he said to them, look guys, where you are, we can't have any firing, you'll set off an explosion, they would have done it. And if Ripley had just backed out from the alien queen's nest, would the alien queen
they wouldn't. Yeah, there's another one as well. If they hadn't burnt the woman who was like cocooned, none of the aliens would have noticed all the Marines there, and they would have just been able to sneak out, no problem.
Yeah.
We all know that. Yeah. So okay, kids. Remember, when you are on a space marine team that has to go and rescue a planet of colonists from a mysterious xenomorph viral infection, don't do any of the stuff that you saw in Aliens. Don't do any of the stuff that you saw in Aliens. Fine. Okay, Colin. I'm gonna take you off. I'm gonna take everybody off the screen. I'm gonna run the titles for the show. Noel, as soon as the title's finished, you'll come on. You'll introduce introduce us.
Yeah,
and
I know
we'll
what to do.
Okay, fine. Let me take everybody off. Doink, 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 doink.
And you're welcome to Rabbi from Another Planet's channel, and this is the big comic book pitch show that we do have. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring on some guests, and they've all got one thing in common. They all have a love of comic books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on our first guest because, as I was told, to keep this as short, as sweet as possible. So we will bring on, obviously, the guy who runs this channel. I'm obviously hosting right now, but it's a Rabbi from Another Planet.
I am here. I'm here. Yes, I'm here indeed. I come from another planet, and I come here for one reason alone, for boobies, because my planet doesn't have boobies, and your planet has an insane wealth of boobies. By the way, speaking of which, I did the trailer for our watch long. I've seen it. Yeah, I've got them. I'll throw them up actually tonight because I've been leaving them a bit long, but I will throw those trailers up. He has got the trailers ready for me. Aren't you want to give a shout out to before I bring the rest of the guests on, because I know we want to kind of. I tell you, always go to my website, biblicalcomics.com. Comics with an X. There's tons of free comics on there, and I drop a serialized comic every Friday on Twitter. You get links to all the other parts, so it's called Free Comics Friday. The two things that I can plug, and I've as soon as I can get myself together to get a sign up list going on Indiegogo, I've got to start my. I got like 3 projects I can do right now, so I've got to start on that. That's basically where biblicalcomics.com.
Fantastic. Right, let's bring on our very first guest that's going to be joining us today. So we'll start with Lucifer Storm, because I know Lucifer Storm is waiting in the background. Nice to have you back, pal. How are you? And how have you been?
It's nice to be back. I'm glad to be here. I'm so not ready for this, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. It was fun last time, so it's gonna be fun again this time.
It will. And you know what? We've kind of got the hang of it now, so it should run a little bit smoother. But like the last time when you were on, we gave you the opportunity to tell people a little bit about yourself and what kind of work you do. And remember, guys, all of the stuff is going to be in the link description on this stream. Rabbi has already put it there, so go and check out all the work. So go ahead, Lucifer Storm, let everybody know who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Lucifer Storm. I come from the south of England. I'm an award-winning independent graphic novelist, and I'm currently working on my latest book titled Lady Satan, An Angel in a Killer's Dress. You can see the cover for the first issue up on screen now. I'm going to have a little announcement concerning this book on October 31st. So if you can, head on over to www.lady-satan.com and sign up to the newsletter. I guarantee you it will be worth it.
Absolutely fantastic. And again, as I said the last time, love the covers to your stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Right, let's keep it going. Obviously, I've forgotten the rest of the names, but I think there was someone called Geronimo. Let's bring Geronimo on next.
How are you? Happy to be here.
Welcome. Nice to have you here. First time talking to you, of course.
Yes.
Again, I'll say the same thing to yourself. Just let everybody know what you do. Tell them a little bit about yourself and what your work is all about, and we will go from there.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I am a comic book artist and a comic book creator that's published by Alterna Comics. I have a comic series out with the publisher called Blood Realm, And I just recently launched about 2 days ago, a day and a half ago, my Indiegogo campaign for Wirehead. It's a slasher horror book. I believe during these crazy times with this pandemic and everything, people have pent up energy, and I think we need some cathartic slasher horror right now.
Yeah.
I think it's much needed. So yeah, we just need to see some teenagers killed in the woods, you know. So the main stalker is a robotic killer. He's like a cybernetic terror that haunts and terrorizes these kids in the Pocono Mountains. So yeah, and it's gonna be black and white, 80 pages, like in an homage to like EC Comics in a way. I always love that stuff.
Yeah,
the crypt.
It looks absolutely fine. I like, as I said to Rabbi, I like all of this black and white work. You know, I don't want to get me wrong. I like colored comics, but I have to be honest. These black and white ones, they're just I don't know. They seem to jump out at the off the page a lot better, in my opinion. I love that kind of work. Yeah, listen, it sounds like a good concept for a comic book. Who doesn't want to see a bunch of teenagers being killed by a cyborg?
Well, you know, they can have sex before they kill each other. You know, that's what I like about slasher movies. You know,
that's what, yeah, exactly. There's always some poor girl in a bikini being chased around the house, isn't there? Yeah,
exactly. By a guy in a gorilla costume with a space helmet. That's what I wanted.
That's all you need.
Lucifer Storms and Geronimo Draws' work, including Rabbi's, will be all in the link description. Right, let's move it on and bring on our next guest, Rabbi. You could just bring them on and I'll introduce them there. So who's he brought on? It's William. Hello, William. Nice to have you back again. Oh, and he's drinking a beer. Why not, mate?
Greetings from Planet Dundee.
Lovely.
Nice.
What are you drinking? What's the beer you're drinking?
It's a plug.
Nice. Looks nice. Right, well, again, you've been on before, but just for anybody that doesn't know your work, tell them a little bit about yourself, where they can find all your stuff and all of that. The same thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
I ramble on, don't mind me. Bad week.
As you'll ramble away. I've got Ailsa Dark, Werewolves and Vampots launching on Halloween. It's the second Ailsa Dark campaign, and it's the campaign where you can get all 3 issues, the complete story of the werewolves and the vampots. And it's a kind of an old school 70s, 80s, Bronze Age kind of vibe to it. And if you like horror comics, if you like adventure comics, if you like anything that's kind of like old school and geeky, you probably love Ailsa Dark. And this is a cover I just finished off last week for the 3rd issue. And she's pure Gallus, by the way, which is a Scottish way of saying you're cooler than cool. And that's it. It's launching in Halloween. I've just got these through the other day. I got these like nice little Tatty Bogle Man badges. If you can big me up there, I can show you one of these.
There, Rabbi, so we can see his.
I showed you guys the last time I was on. I showed you the poster and the prints I was doing, the Tatty Bogle Man. So he's like Scotland's answer to Freddy Krueger. And you want to go into the mailing list for Ailsa Dark and sign up for it, because these are going to be very special for people that come to the Indiegogo campaign via the mailing list. There's a good chance you're going to get yourself one of these if you do that.
Fantastic. And look, great cover as well. And we do like a strong female character, you know, that kicks ass.
We do indeed.
Yeah. They don't do it nowadays. You know, you can't have, you know, proper female characters. Right? Is that's everybody, Rabbi?
No, can I make one request for the first round? We say you give people the choice of any genre and an age range. We've done horror for the last 2 weeks. Can we have anything but horror this week?
All right, I will say that now. Lee is in the chat, so Lee is going to be reminding people. So before we start the first round, Lee and everybody in the chat. Round 1, before we actually start round 1, so he says, as he said, select a genre and an age range. Now, we have done horror for the past couple of weeks, and he's right, so I'm not going to choose horror, but so remember, that's the first round. So select a genre and an age range, and Rabbi will roll the titles for round 1.
Oh, totally forgot. Yeah, 1 second. There we go. Got to click. There we go. Here.
And
Wait, can I read? So what exactly do we have to do?
I'm sorry.
What do we have to do?
This is what we
Okay,
have
wait. Yeah, I'll explain.
I'm the host.
The chat is going to suggest there's 3 rounds. We have 3 rounds. The chat is going to suggest a genre and an age range in round 1. You have to come up with on the fly a comic book, a series, a graphic novel, something that meets that brief. Round 2, we're going to be given an existing character, and you've got to do something with that character. Like I normally try and choose like a 12-month arc, or you can do a graphic novel, whatever. You got to pitch something on the fly. And the 3rd round is you're given an existing universe, and you've got to come up with an original piece within that universe.
Oh wow! Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
No pressure.
Basically, the idea is this: you're stuck in an elevator. This is back in about 2010 with the editor-in-chief of Marvel or DC. It says, "Okay, pitch me your idea. I'm looking for a sci-fi thing for teenagers. So just pitch me an idea." That's the idea we got. That's what we're.
Right.
So there you go.
So let's see. So someone has said, Time Prophet says science fiction, but we also need an age range. So if you could also give, if you're going to give a genre, please also give an age range also. So guys in the chat, we're waiting on you guys. This only works if you guys actually take part. Remember, you have to give an age range. Don't just say fantasy. Right, there you go. Vanessa Law, because it's something different. Fantasy, and the age range is 16.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's what it is. So who would like to go first? I'll leave it open to one of you guys to actually start it off. Who would like to start it off? Who's confident enough to pitch the first one?
Give me a minute. I'll think of something. It's,
wow. This is going to be. It's going to be fun.
Okay, the first one's always the hardest. Okay, the first one's
once you get going, then it'll be
right.
So you go first, Rabbi, because you're.
I guess I am. Fine. So,
I got something.
Okay, go ahead. Fuck you.
I don't know.
Thank you, baby. Take it. I'm still working.
Okay, so it's got to be fantasy and 16-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's set in a fantasy world where this young girl who is adopted finds out that her parents were part of this big grand master wizardry council, and there's no more left. They're all so she doesn't realize that she's the daughter of these great grand wizards who have this remarkable power. So now what happens?
You have to come up with a bit of a story to flesh that out.
So it's not just so we give like the little tagline, and now we have to like develop how much further.
Yeah.
So you have to go beyond like.
Right. I tell you what. Does anybody else want to go? Because I've got the beginnings of my idea. I can probably work it out from here.
You go for it, Rabbi.
Geronimo, right? He has a good idea there, but let him flesh out a little bit. So I'll tell you what, Rabbi, you go first because you.
I'll have a go.
So
okay. So
Geronimo.
Fine. So this is an ongoing series. This will be an ongoing series. The initial arc is this. It starts off a group of teenagers. A group of 16-year-old teenagers are going to a traveling fair. During a long hot summer's day. And they get some they get some booze, they get some weed, they're a little bit naughty, these kids. They're not terrible, a little bit naughty. And they go into a ride, and the ride is a portal into another reality. In this other reality, they find themselves imbued with incredible powers and abilities, each one of them different in some one way or another. Their goal is they need to get back to the traveling fair. They need to get back to the traveling fair because that is their window back to their own reality, and they know. And the traveling fair has already started to go off. So they go and they go start to chase it, but they are waylaid. They are waylaid by I guess the generic demons, like the flying monkeys of this world, whatever they would be, whatever the henchmen is, whatever these generic demons are, who are in control by a terrifying, beautiful, and somewhat sexy, I would say, evil witch. Because bums on seats, baby, bums on seats. People like a bit of sex appeal. So they get caught in. So they get caught in a labyrinth-like situation where they got to battle different obstacles to get out, and they finally do, and they have clues of what's going on and where they need to go. They hear word of the fair, and it's now weeks away. So they're chasing after that, and they picked up clues throughout their adventures within the labyrinth. Leads you to the queen, which leads you to the evil witch. The evil witch has another agenda going on, and the evil witch in the end is revealed to be the stepmother of one of the children in the real world. So there you go. That's the first 4 issues, I would say, of this story.
Actually, very good pitch. Kevin Riggs doesn't like your pitch because he put a lot of Z's. So you made him fall asleep with that one. But
I gave you a sexy witch. What do you want out of me?
Right. Who else would like to take up this little challenge? Geronimo, are you ready now, or do you want us to come back to you?
I'm fleshing it now that I understand. Now that he just went, I kind of have a better sense of what we have to do. So I'll flesh it out a little bit more, if that's okay.
No problem.
Cool. I'll go.
Lucifer Storm, go ahead, because you actually did well the last time you pitched. So I'm looking forward to your pitches. So go for it.
Well, bear with me on this one, because if there's one genre I am absolutely shit at, it happens to be fantasy. But I'm going to give it a go. So, right, we've got this young girl, say 16. Same age as the target reader. I reckon this could be like a 4-issue mini-series, maybe 6 issues at best. She's going through a rough time. Someone very close to her has passed away, but there's been something strange about the way that she passed away, and the last communication that she had with this person saying, I've seen things not of this world and stuff like that. She's mourning the passing of that person. So she's at the graveyard, paying her respects and everything, doing her, I miss you, how did this happen? And by the cemetery, there's a forest, and she sees something in the forest. She's like, what's that? And she sees this angelic type creature come out of the forest wearing like a blindfold, asking for help and stuff. And she's like, I don't know what to do. What's going on? Who are you? Where did you come from? And stuff. And then this witch-like creature comes out of the forest and snatches this angel, pulls it back into the forest. So she runs into the forest, but she can't find anything. So she goes back to the graveyard. And when she does, there's a strange man stood by the grave of the person that she lost and stuff. And this man's like, so you saw the creatures, did you? You saw the people in there, kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, how do you know about them? And he takes her to his little hut because he happens to be one of the grave diggers at this cemetery or whatever. He sits down with her and explains that there's this other world going on, and it's a world of darkness and these strange creatures, and they will come out of the forest one day to take over our world and stuff, but not if she can help. But she doesn't know how to get there, and he explains there is one way to get there. I can't get there because it needs 2 people to do this. I'm going to bury you. That's the only way you can get there. You've got to be buried in order to transport to this mystical, magical place. And she has to get there and save the angelic creature that she saw. We could have like a twist going on, like the person that she lost or thought she had lost is actually alive there and being held prisoner. And that's as far as I could take the pitch. Yeah, that's
interesting.
He's like, that's all I got.
Sorry, I was actually talking,
good.
and I didn't realise I muted myself. So I was literally talking there for 2 seconds.
Oh,
I'm an
can
idiot.
you do that all over again, Lucifer, please?
Oh yeah, sure. That's no problem.
No, I didn't hear your pitch. I heard your pitch. I just had myself on mute. I didn't have you on mute. I had myself on mute. But great. Is Lucifer Storm's pitch fantasy for 16-year-olds? You decide. Yeah, exactly. So you think Rabbi's pitch was also for 16-year-olds? See, Rabbi likes to sex it up a little bit. I think he forgets that it's for teenagers sometimes.
You listen. You look at the comic books that we grew up with. They did have a lot of
but that was back then.
spandex, and I did enjoy that when I was sick.
This is 2020, for God's sake. The idea of comic books now is safe space and snowflake, for God's sake.
No, not here. Not on this channel.
Those are my favorite characters.
Right. I think we will go with Geronimo next because he has had a bit of a chance to come up with a pitch.
Okay.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes. Okay. So am I allowed to have my notes ready? I was writing stuff.
Yeah, you can.
Right?
Yeah, whatever which way you want to do it, go for it, pal.
Okay. So we're in this fantasy world. Okay. We follow a young girl who is adopted by these farmers, and it's an isolated farm town. And the age of the girl is like Lucifer's, she's very close to the reader's age, about 16. And then one day, the farm village is raided by these Inquisition-looking soldiers, clad in armor, the symbol of their faith, and they burn the village down, and they slaughter the family. And this satyr who lives in the forest outside of the farm rescues the girl, and he's been kind of watching over her. And he informs her that she is the last descendant of this ancient order of witches. But witches not in the way we think. We think very evil, but really this is very different. And the twist is that the leader of this Inquisition is her brother, who's much older than her.
Wow.
So she has to kind of come to terms with her past, learn more about this ancient coven of witches, and face her brother, who is a leader of this Inquisition, and find the truth of all of this. It's an ongoing series.
That's a great pitch, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good. A good pitch. I like witches anyway, so witches with a bit of a twist. I'm in, especially coming up to Halloween. That's
right.
Actually. I will, after I ask William, I want to ask you all a question after I get William's pitch, because I just something's popped into my head while we're doing this, and I actually think it's a good question to ask. But we'll go with William next, who obviously has to do his pitch, and then that's the end of round one, and we'll get you our score. So get ready. Remember, after William's pitch, then we want you to score all 1, 2, 3. How many is on the panel? Which 1, 2, 3, 4 pitches, right? So there's 4 pitches because I don't pitch, obviously, because I'm the host. So remember to score all 4 pitches after William gives his pitch. So we'll go with William now.
Right. Okay. Well, magic is real, and wizards are real, but nobody really takes them that seriously or even believes in them, because for years, decades, their whole kind of the idea behind wizards and what they do has been eroded by popular culture. In order to stay vital and to keep their powers, once a year, the wizards have to kill somebody. There has to be a blood sacrifice. So most years they kind of vote on it. Usually Rick Wakeman is high on the list of somebody to be killed because, prog rock didn't do a lot to help them. So this year it's down to Rick Wakeman and wee Jimmy McCludgeon, who's a Scottish owner of a magic shop. And wee Jimmy just unfortunately wins out, and he's going to be the blood sacrifice. And the way it works is when you use magic on somebody, you can either cause them damage or you can empower them. And they figure out that they'll just be able to kill wee Jimmy McCludgeon and it'll be fine. His magic shop, which they figure is a blot on the respect that they are due as wizards. They'll get rid of the magic shop and they'll get rid of this horrible individual who sells Harry Potter books and stuff like that. It's shocking. Unfortunately, in the bedsit above is wee Billy Buzz Buchanan, a 16-year-old waster, a ne'er-do-well. And like most 16-year-olds with the internet, 16-year-old fantasy. Put them together, make your own conclusions, guys. He's sitting there kind of like just chilling. What happens? They send the spell. The spell goes flying halfway around the world, all the way to Edinburgh, right to the magic shop, goes through the roof of the building, right down, passes through the body of this 16-year-old wee Billy, goes down below and kills Jimmy McCludgeon and sets fire to the shop. So the wizards are all like, yeah, we've got rid of him. That's great. That's another year. We keep our power. And we've killed off one of these wasters who's destroying the essentially the essence of who we are. Unfortunately, it empowers the 16-year-old in the bedsit, and it awakens in him magic that he didn't know he had. So Billy Buzz Buchanan goes out there into the world. The problem was the guy that killed wee Jimmy, that was his uncle. So he's out there now, and he knows wizards exist. And not only that, they inadvertently have given him powers that are just as powerful as they are. So he decides to do what any 16-year-old does when their uncle's just been killed. He's going to go out there and he's going to kick the shit out of every wizard he meets. Issue 1, wee Jimmy has been dead, and it's now Billy Buzz Buchanan, wizard killer. Thank you.
Bravo.
There we go. Right,
Really fantastic.
You never cease to amaze me, Wullie.
I know, he comes up with some, you all come up with some great pitches, but here we go now. This is the chance for you guys now in the chat. Which pitch did you like best? So remember, you're voting for all 4 pitches and you give your highest score. None of this 0.5 nonsense. It's 1 to 10. Okay? None of this 0.5 nonsense that we had a few weeks back, because that really threw me off. So 1 to 10. So 1 is for a poor pitch, obviously. 10 is obviously the highest that you can give. So if you could give you our scores, and I'll tell you, right, so Vanessa Law has given Rabbi 8 points.
Whoa.
Lucifer Storm gets 5. Geronimo gets 7. And we've got William at 6. Okay, fantastic. So Vanessa was the first one. So we're waiting on 2 other people.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Now to give you their scores. So far, if we were to look at the first set of scores, Rabbi is actually in the lead right now. So 2 more scorers, please, guys. Lee, I suppose you're in the chat as well. If you want to actually give a score, mate, because you obviously, you do the chat as well. You can be one of those people this time if we don't get anybody. So if you want to throw up a score there, go for it. But guys, come on, he gave you 2-3 minute warning before the pitch was over. I sent him a message to say to let you know to get ready with the scores. So we've got Vanessa. We need another 2 people now, or this doesn't work.
Oh, another score just came in. Another score just came in.
Unfortunately, that you can't give yourself a score. So.
Well, I think we should leave it at that, quite frankly. I think
everybody disappeared. Are you all afraid to give a score because you think you might insult someone? Nobody gives a crap about that. It's a bit of fun.
I care. Don't listen to him. I care.
All right, so give you the scores. Come on. So me work has kept me away from. All right. We'll go with problem being, because obviously nobody else will. So William gets an 8 off problem being. Well done. Rabbi gets a 7. Well, you won't be on his quiz team ever again for that one. Lucifer gets a 6. And Geronimo gets a 5. So we need one more person to give scores, or I'm just going to give a score without telling anybody.
I know someone who can give some scores. He might be a bit biased though.
Oh, who's that?
And that's this guy. Good evening, everybody. I'll give some scores. My name is Jeremy Dahmer, no relation, and I'm here to take over the world. But until then, I can give you some scores if you like. That Lucifer guy sucked. He gets nothing.
This guy's
He
great.
gets
He's
nothing.
great. I like him. I like this guy.
And the rabbit, he should get at least one. He should get one. I like the other guys. They should get one each. And no, you should get 15. You should get. Your pitch was the best. Okay, I gotta go now. Bye. Sorry about that. He always interrupts at the most inconvenient moments.
No. Shall we just like move on with 2 scores? And
but they're not scoring in this one. They're hardly going to score in the next one. So I have to come on, boys.
We'll just take what we can get. It doesn't really matter.
You tell me you are all that shy. How many is in the chat? Come on. Like they've all gone quiet all of a sudden. They couldn't.
You're scaring them.
And now that we're getting them to get involved, like I mean, how many is watching? There's 18 of you watching. You mean to tell me Alpha Omega? There we go, Retro Dicky. Right, we have to go with Retro Dicky because he jumped up before Alpha Omega. So he gives William a 9. Well done. He gives Rabbi an 8. He gives Lucifer a 7. And he gives Geronimo a 6. Right, so we've got the scores for round 1. So, Rabbi, if you want to get the titles ready for round 2 while I add
I do indeed. So let me just go over here. We go click this and go get ready. This is a quick one.
Now, round 2, while I'm still tallying up the scores, but round 2 is as I think Lee will be letting you know in the chat, but I will just let you know again. So, guys, please listen. This only works if you get involved. So, you know, get involved is what I'm trying to say.
You need to suggest a character, right? This one's a character.
No, I'm the host. So, round 2. Rabbi needs to understand that he gets me to host, that he has to let me give the instructions. So round 2 is we've got to get you guys to suggest the character, and we're in their timeline. For example, Superman is married to Lois Lane, or Spider-Man is a kid, and all of that. So again, we get the chat to suggest the character and where they are in their timeline. So there you go. Lee has actually put it in the chat. So while he's getting you all to choose, I will continue reading doing the scores. Sorry, that's 18, right? And then I'll call them out. This is good. Right. You aren't going to believe this, right? So in joint second place, because scores are kind of tied on both sides. So in second place is Geronimo and Lucifer Storm with 18. But in the lead, we have Rabbi and William with 23 points.
Yes! Things are almost as they should be in the world.
So now it's becoming me and Geronimo versus you two guys. I like this.
Yes.
It's good. It's good. And not only that, but I wanted to ask you a question. Obviously, while we're doing a few pitches here, like what we've been doing for the last few weeks, is there any pitches that you have actually made on the channel, right? In the last few weeks, you guys that have been on have said, "Oh, that would actually be a good idea for a comic," and would consider actually doing what
everything I ever say, I think is golden, and I think should be immortalized in sequential art. Everything I ever say. But I did like the idea of the Mirror Universe Star Trek comic from last week. I wanted to see that comic. I would so read that comic.
Right, we've got one suggestion so far, and it's Batman is 75, according to Vanessa Lush. She wants an old Batman. Come on, guys. Anybody in the chat want to suggest? Or I'm going to have to suggest, won't I? Let me see.
Old Batman?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see, who would I pick if I was to pick someone? Ooh. Batman after the death of Jason Todd, says Charlotte Shields. Ooh. Okay. Because I like that pitch. We'll go with Charlotte's one. So there's Charlotte's one there. I'll put it up. Rabbi, if you want to put it up on the screen there. So Batman after the death of Jason Todd. So that is our pitch. So, you're all gone very quiet.
Because we're thinking.
This will be a tough one, guys. So I'll give you a few minutes. And I'll give a few shout outs while we're here. So we've got Vanessa Law, Alpha Omega, problem being, Tracy Thomas, Charlotte Shields. And I can't scroll up to the chat. So whenever a name pops up, as I said, Liam Nielsen's chin. Wow. I didn't know his chin was that big, but there you go.
He will find you, and he will kill you.
And he will. So, yeah, we'll go with Charlotte's one. I think that'll be. I think that's a good one.
One question, like
Yeah.
this Batman one, what age range can we do mature readers, or can we do for kids, or is it?
I think you're pitching it to the editor of the Batman range.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. So you can pitch whatever. It doesn't matter about the age range. I should have actually just made that clear, actually. So it doesn't matter about the age range. Whatever you want to pitch, it does have to involve, obviously, Batman in the after, obviously, Mr. Todd was savagely beaten to death. Well, in the movie I seen, he was savagely beaten to death by the Joker. Forget what was that, the Killing Joke?
Was he blown up in the comic? I can't remember.
He was bet up in one of them anyway. I remember because Batman goes crazy in it.
He was beating me
through a wall or a window, and there's Joker beating the crap out of Jason Todd. It was the animation. I remember watching it last year. I actually went on the big animation buzz with the DC movies, and yeah, a lot of them are actually good. Better than the movies they're producing now, to be honest with you. Right, so we're going with that one. So it's Batman, and obviously that time period. So who wants to go first this time? Well, Rabbi, you went first the last time. So who went last? It was William. William, would you like to go first this time, or do you want a couple of more minutes?
I don't think I'm going to get much more in a couple of more minutes. I'll just go for it.
Right, go for it then.
Right. Well, the problem with Jason Todd was Batman thought he could help a kid from the kind of like a background where he was like deprived, and he came from a kind of like petty crimes, all that kind of stuff. So he thought, some kid from the other side of the tracks, I can bring him in, I can help him out. The only problem was that there was never really an impetus on Jason Todd's part to be like Batman and to fight crime. It was kind of inflicted upon him by Bruce Wayne. So Bruce Wayne saw a hole that was there when Dick Grayson moved on and not having a Robin, and thought he could fill it with this young kid and he could help this young kid. And it was just that kind of like hubris, that kind of like a quality that he had as a man, that he thought he knew best. And he didn't, because Jason Todd was not the kind of personality that should have been out there, that should have been fighting against maniacs like the Joker. So it was inevitable that something was going to happen. And what did happen was the worst thing possible, when he got bludgeoned to death by the Joker. So, of course, I mean, the official DC line as to what happened, I'm not quite remember what happened, but the way that I'm going to take it is I'm going to take it in a completely different way. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have Batman retire himself from being Batman. It's like, he can't do this anymore. He can't do this anymore until he's got himself just quite right, in quite the right place in order to fix what he's done. And let's be honest, you can't fix killing a child. That's what he did. He put a child in front of a loaded gun and let that gun go off. So he takes himself out of the equation, and he sits down on his big chair with all his monitors, and he starts to pull together an entire network of characters that can work for him, detectives from around the world, people from around the world that can do his job, can do it better than him, because they're not hindered by the fact that they're being chased by the police all the time. And he sets them off like some Exocet missile onto the Joker in his crime world. and they just have one thing they have to do, and that is take out the Joker, take out his crime world. And there's one particular person that he knows, this guy called the Vigilante. And he knows that the Vigilante does things wrong because he kills people, he uses guns. That's never been Batman's way. But Batman doesn't exist anymore. He's just Bruce Wayne sitting behind some monitors, organising a whole army of characters that are out there doing better what he couldn't do. And he gets the Vigilante and he points him at the Joker. And the Vigilante kills the Joker, does what Batman could never do. And the Vigilante doesn't have to pay for it because there's nobody to make him pay for it. And so Batman creates this entire system of characters that fight crime, and he's not needed anymore, and he can take a back seat. The only problem with that is his psyche won't let him do that. And so he decides he's going to just go out there one more time. He's going to go out there and he's going to fight against crime. He's going to win one last glorious night as the Batman. So he dons a suit and he goes out there. He says to himself, this is for Jason. I'm going out there for Jason. He starts taking down the thugs. He starts fighting with them. He starts taking them out. He's a bit older. He's a bit more tired, but he's doing okay. He hasn't asked for any help. No Dick Grayson or anybody there helping him. So the sun's about to come up. Just about to come up. It's his last night as Batman. And then he hears a sound. And he looks down. He sees the blood. He turns round. He sees Harley Quinn looking at him. And then the lights go out for Batman. That's it.
Wow.
Very nice.
You had me hooked all the way.
I have to be honest, that's the pitch to beat. Well, it's the first pitch of this round. So who would like to go next? I seen Geronimo Draws had his hand up and Lucifer Storm. So one of you guys.
No, I was relinquishing. It was
that's what you were doing. Okay, well then Lucifer Storm put up his hand. So go ahead, my friend.
Okay, so Batman has spent all his time fighting crime with that ideal of nope, not going to kill, especially not going to kill the Joker, because the Joker kind of wants that, not going to kill. And this has resulted in Jason Todd dying. This is bound to send Bruce Wayne on a bit of a dark spiral. He's bound to go back to Alfred and be like, well, yeah, the Joker may have been the one that bludgeoned him, but I might as well have handed him the crowbar because I put that kid in danger. It's my fault if I'd never taken him on as Robin. The blood is on my hands as well. And he's finding that really hard to cope with. Alfred's trying to help him out, saying, sir, you just need to get back to things. You'll realize it wasn't your fault. Just carry on as you are. You will find your way eventually. So he tries. He meets another kid who he tries to train as his Robin, but he's still got that thing in the back of his head of like, yeah, but all those criminals, how many more kids have died because I didn't kill them? And he starts getting a little bit of a curiosity. He's like, well, hold on, maybe I could try it with one. Maybe the Joker deserves to die. So he finds the Joker to get that revenge and he kills him. And he kind of liked it. And he realizes, hold on, if I'd done this before, Jason would still be around. He would still be safe. Maybe I need to start taking out the odd criminal here and there. So he does. And then, as more and more criminals go down, they're like, and they're hearing the word on the street, Batman's killing now. Shit, I like my life. He starts realizing that crime's going down, but that means he's lost his purpose. So he starts looking at different people and going, well, hold on, what little crime have you done? And is it punishable by death? He starts going, like I said, down that dark spiral, and he starts justifying. He starts doing the mental gymnastics in his own mind of sort of like, hey, you just stole a candy bar. But in some countries, that would be considered a crime punishable on death. And he's doing this behind the back of this new kid that he's been training. He's been training him for a couple of years now. He's doing it behind Alfred's back. And then he starts, a little bit of his original self starts coming back and going, what you're doing's wrong. So he starts having a bit of a breakdown back at Wayne Mansion. Alfred's there to see it. And Alfred's like, sir, everyone does something wrong. I'm not saying what you've done is right, but it's kind of understandable that you go down that path. I remember once when I was young, and Alfred tells him a little story about how he did something really bad. He nearly killed someone. And Bruce is like, so you went out there to intentionally murder someone. It's your fault. He's getting pretty deranged at this point. So he kills Alfred, but he doesn't realize that this little kid that he's been teaching and saying to you shouldn't kill anyone has now just seen him kill Alfred. So now Batman's become the bad guy, and this little kid, he's the one who has to take Batman down. And he has to do it as fairly as possible and prove to Batman, I don't need to kill you to stop you from doing this again. That's it.
Very good.
Thank you.
Nice.
That was a fantastic pitch. A killer Batman. Wow. Murderous Oh, yeah. That's why I like the Ben Affleck Batman. Goes around, kills people straight out. Love it. Love it.
That'll be a good book. That'll be a really good book.
It actually would be. That's a fantastic pitch. I have to be honest.
Thank you.
Right. Who would like to go next? Because I tell you, 2 pitches in and they're being amazing. So who wants to take on the next one?
I can go if you want to go. I'll either way.
I feel like, unfortunately, mine's a little bit similar to like the other two, but should I say it anyway?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could have some different elements in it. It obviously, like, you know, is write comics, so you know these characters. So it wouldn't be a far stretch to think that you would come up with the same kind of things, to be quite honest with you. But go ahead, yeah, do your pitch, mate.
Okay, so basically something very similar is that after the death of Jason Todd, Batman goes down this really dark path of feeling that maybe the way he's been going about things is not the way to do it. You know, it's that whole debate, you know, should Batman kill? Should he not kill? So here he tries, you know, taking out the criminal. And what's scary is that he begins to like it. You know, he starts to like this, and he likes taking these guys out, and that they're off the record, they're not in jail, and crime is going down. But just like what Lucifer was saying, but then he goes a little too far, you know, to people who are kind of like extended in the crime family that maybe aren't, doing the most brutal crimes, but still deserve to be put away. But Batman is ending them. So it's not that he's training this kid. The difference with mine was that Robin and, even Batgirl, they see this. And what happens is Batman becomes the villain of his own story. And they have to try and basically fight him to not make him go down this path of complete and utter, almost terrorist-like behavior. So it's all I got. It's very similar.
No, fantastic.
Still awesome, if you ask me.
Awesome, yeah. So who's last?
Me, that's me.
It's you, Rabbi. Yeah.
Okay,
Rabbi. You know.
Okay, so here it is. So the first issue will be essentially Commissioner Gordon getting Batman back on the horse, getting Batman to go back out. He was doing it. He was going back, but he wasn't into it. So Commissioner Gordon kind of manipulates him to have to go out and being Batman. At the same time, we see the denizens of Arkham Asylum get the news of Jason Todd's death, and we see they're in the group room, all in straitjackets watching TV, and next thing you know is that the Scarecrow has broken out of Arkham Asylum, and he is on a tear, a mission that involves Batman, and nobody can quite work out what it is. The first thing he does is he gets Killer Croc and he infects him with this fear thing in a certain way to make him go rampaging through something. To basically, I think rampaging through a school, right? For a school of kids roughly the same age as Jason Todd. Scarecrow is trying to push Batman's buttons because he understands that Batman must be in the weakest emotional state possible. So it's essentially over this 12 issues, you get this Cold War that flares up every now and again as Scarecrow has this reign of terror directed directly at Batman, trying to get him to break because he reckons he's in with a chance, sort of. The denouement, this how it ends up is this: that the what's really happening is the Scarecrow is trying to get Batman to face his deepest fears, to face his fear of his responsibility for the death of Jason Todd, and all this was put into action by the Riddler. The Riddler, the Enigma, his incredible mind realizes that without a Batman, there needs to be like a yin and yang in the world. That they will become pointless without a Batman. So it's his mission to heal Batman, and he's healing Batman using Scarecrow to force him to face his fear. Who Scarecrow then uses people lower down on the ladder to create, a good comic action for people to read. That's essentially the 12 months after Jason Todd dies. There you
Absolutely. Do you know what? Every single pitch on this one, the Batman pitch, has been actually very good. I have to be honest, if you all did a comic book on his idea, that pitch that he has made, I'd actually buy them all, to be honest. I think every single one. But you have a hard choice now, guys, because you have to pick who you think won this round. And Vanessa has already got our scores in, which is absolutely fantastic. So Vanessa marks William with a 9 for round 2. I don't want our scores to go away. Lucifer Storm, 7. Geronimo gets 8. And we have Rabbi with a 7. Right, so Vanessa Laura's given her scores. We need 2 more people to give their scores, please. If you could do that now. And while we are getting the scores in, I will tell you what round 3 is all about before we start it. It's actually the simplest round. It's Rabbi's favorite round, actually, because this is where we basically take the shackles off. There are no limitations, basically, and you can pitch basically whatever you want. So
no. This round is they give us a universe to pitch.
Yeah, that's what I said. Within if you had to let me finish. Rabbi, see you.
I'm getting excited now.
I'm docking you a point right now. I'm docking you a point. You're gone. Docking you a point. I'm only messing.
Really? I thought you were telling me you're going to buy me a pint. I was like,
I got excited. Charlotte is next with the scores. So Charlotte gives William a 7. She gives Rabbi a 9. Lucifer gets an 8. And where is it? And Geronimo gets a 5. Okay. What did I say? William got, sorry. Where's William's score? Oh, William got 8. Thank you for that. Thank you. Right. So we've got Retro Dicky, who gives Lucifer a 9. Well done. He gives Will an 8. He gives Rabbi, where's Rabbi? He gives Rabbi a 7. And he gives, obviously, Geronimo. Did I do Geronimo? No, I didn't. Did I do Geronimo? I did. Hold on. Retro Dicky, 9 for Lucifer. Sorry, hold on. 9 for Lucifer. 8 for Will. 8 for Will. I think I've got one of these scores wrong, so I'm just going over them again. Rabbi gets a 7, which he did, and Geronimo gets a 6. Sorry, so I got that wrong. So Geronimo gets a 6 there. Right, so that's round 2. I will tally up the scores. Rabbi, if you would like to get round 3 ready, please.
Okay, I'll get off the thing. 1 second. We do click here and we go. Get ready.
Round 3. Here we go. Right. So this is easy. This round is easy. So round 3, I want the chat to suggest an existing universe. Okay, and then everybody in the on the panel, you choose, and then I choose the pitch. Sorry, and then you have to come up with your own original comic within that universe. Correct? Rabbi,
original comic.
That's Rabbi.
Yes.
Hello.
Is that correct? I was touching it, but I didn't enjoy it. Okay, I enjoyed it a bit.
I think Rabbi has zoned out. I'll say that again.
I was like, yes, I was agreeing. You weren't saying anything wrong. I was agreeing with you. I got in trouble.
Okay. Sometimes you just sit there with a fit, and I don't know if you're actually saying. So there you go. So who would like to be the one to suggest? Look, we've got Vanessa Law that's already suggested something. If someone else in the chat that hasn't suggested that, and just to be fair, if you could pick an existing universe, and then the guys have to pitch a comic book within that universe. Okay, so what have we got so far? So we got Red Dwarf, Doctor Who, Buffy. Doctor Who, Buffy, Red Dwarf again. Let me see. Anybody else got any more? Doctor Who, Buffy, are all of those are
I
shit.
think the Buffy suggestion's pretty cool, and I know fuck all about Buffy.
Okay.
And I think it's a pretty cool suggestion. So.
Space 1999, Blake 7. Do you know what? Actually, because I do like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I didn't like the movie, but the TV show was quite good, actually. We'll go with Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So you have a few minutes. I'm going to tally up the scores for this round, the last round, I should say, and then I'll tell you who's in the lead before we get to the final round. We start.
Glad we're not doing Dick Tracy.
So I think there's a bit of a thinking time there. That's 19. Okay, that doesn't say 14.
So we're doing Buffy. Okay, Buffy. Okay, I got an idea.
So we have to come up with a story in that universe?
The Buffy universe, right.
So we've got, hold on, we're nearly there now. Right, so we do, yes. So in last place in round 2, we have Geronimo with 19 points. In second last place, we've got Rabbi with 23 points. Lucifer Storm has 24 points and comes in at second place. But the winner of round 2 with 25 points is William. Well done, William.
Well deserved.
Well done. You've won that round. And
See me plummet here.
I'm adding the scores now to the old scores, and we won't tally them up till the end. But by looking at it, I think this is going to be pretty close. I don't think there's going to be a runaway winner here. Seems to be pretty close so far. So, guys, you have had a couple of minutes now to guess, to have a think. So, who would like... actually, Lucifer Stormers, you're the one that actually suggested we do Buffy.
Yeah, because I like shooting myself in the foot, apparently.
Exactly. So, you can shoot yourself in the foot again by going first.
Oh, brilliant. So, bear in mind, I know nothing about Buffy. I am just guessing that it's kind of like a horror fantasy. I've seen like the clips and stuff. Yeah. But I've never actually watched the show. So, right.
Well, that's even better because you might come up with a pitch that's actually very good. So, that's the idea of it. So go for it. Knock yourself out.
Okay. Do I have to use Buffy as the main character? I think I'll go with Buffy as the main character. I mean, it is her show after all. Right. So, she's been slaying vampires or whatever. Is she in high school or is she out of high school?
She was at she was like 16 at the beginning.
Yeah, Sunnydale. Right, she was in high school. Yeah, she was still in high school.
Okay, so she's still in high school. She's had a long day doing like the schoolwork and all that and all the typical drama there. She's been out slaying vampires or whatever, but she's got enough time to go to the mall, right? Of course, she's got enough time to go to the mall. So she's gone to the mall. There's like say like an open floor plan like cafe place or whatever. There's bookstores and stuff. She goes into a bookstore. She sees a book that seems quite nice. It's a bit old, but it seems quite nice. It grabs her interest, so she gets that. Maybe she gets some clothes or whatever. She has a bit of a shopping spree. She treats herself. She's worked hard. She deserves it. She then goes to the like I said, like an open floor plan, like cafe, whatever. Orders a coffee, sits down, and thinks, I'm going to take a look at that book. So she gets the book out of the carrier bag or whatever. She opens it up, and she is horrified because there's a human face in the pages. And she closes up. Is like, okay, did I see that? Like, I that couldn't be there, could it? And then she sees that the book is bleeding. She's like, oh shit. She opens it up, and the face smiles at her, winks, and says, hey there, I'm going to give you 3 wishes. But you must already know that no matter what you wish for, it's not going to go your way. Now, here's the thing. You could say, no, I'm not going to wish for anything. But if you do, I'll kill everyone in this mall and the blood will be on your hands. That's my pitch.
Fantastic. And for someone that doesn't know anything about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that was pretty good. I have to be honest. Vanessa has said to you, though, you have to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer as it's one of the best shows of all time. I wouldn't go that far. It's decent enough. Like,
well, you know what? Was it Vanessa who said that? Yeah, Vanessa. As you said it, I'll make some time for it and I'll do what I can.
Exactly.
It's a good show, though. It is a good show.
Yeah, it is, but it gets overhyped though.
But you know what? No, it really came together when what's the name? Spike. What's the name of the actor when he came into it?
I don't know his name.
The end of season 2, I think, or season 2. Right,
yeah,
right.
He was in Torchwood as well. He was in Torchwood as well. Yeah. Right, 3 pitches to go. Who would like to take up the mantle next?
I'll go if you like.
Okay, go for it, Rabbi.
I can't think of the name of it, but I want to set it in England in 1979, and it's the Adventures of the Vampire Slayer. Who, let's call her Lisa McDrain or McDrain. I can't think of her name. Her name's Lisa. She's a vampire slayer from 1979. Spike is in it. Spike it will be a villain in it. So would be Giles. Young Giles is a rogue young punk magician, and he's initially starts off as a villain and then ends up as an ally. And I think we'll do something similar that they did in Buffy in the 2000s. It basically, there's the adventure of this vampire slayer. She has a watcher. Who would the watcher? Let's make the watcher be like a huggy bear, like a black American, very flamboyant guy. And that's how he avoids notice because he's so noticeable. So you have that, and I guess Giles will be part of the gang. I like Spike as one of the villains, and again, it's basically set in and around England. It'll be very topical for the time. So it'll be like you would have. We just lost someone. Who do we lose? Ooh, hello. Oh wait, I think the device not clear. So hopefully he'll come back. So it'll be. Let me see. That threw me off. He's back. Here he is. 1 second. So again, set in London. So we have like the rise of Thatcherism and like the out of control consumerism of the first half of the 80s. That's basically the feel of the strip. But it's basically Buffy 79, but like whatever Lisa Slayer 79. Slayer 79, that's what we're gonna call it. And it'll go.
Obviously, the year that I was born, 1979. Interesting choice there, actually. Buffy in that. Well, it wouldn't be actually Buffy because she wouldn't be born yet. Well, she probably would be. No, she wouldn't be born yet. But so it's a different character before Buffy comes along, but within the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Because I just wanted to make sure because you didn't mention Buffy, so like
no Buffy. This is a base. It's an original thing, basically moving the time. Characters and
but in the same universe,
keeping everything else pretty much the same. Monster of the week, that sort of thing.
Fantastic. Right, who's next? Who wants to go next? William or Geronimo draws? Which one of you guys would like to?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'll go if you
go
want.
for it, William.
Yeah. Cheers. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to steal one of my demons from my comic.
Right.
I've got a demon called Logos, and he's a banter demon. So I'm taking the idea of the banter demon and I'm putting it in the Buffy universe. Now, banter demon has powers that are all to do with the voice and communication. And this is Dominic, and he's a young Irish banter demon, and he wants to be a stand-up comedian. So he's on stage in LA, in the club in Buffy or in Angel, can't remember the name of it. It's been a few years since I've watched it, and he's going down a bomb. Well, he's not going down a bomb. He's a bomb. He's going down terribly, But in the audience watching them is Spike and Buffy, because this is one of those times when they were actually kind of getting on and dating and going together. And they're watching this guy just crash and burn into the worst comedy act ever seen by man, vampire, demon, or mummy. And when he gets off, Spike buys him a drink, has a wee chat with him, and tries to give him a pep talk. And he tells him about a joke. It's like the funniest joke that was ever written about 1,500 odd years ago. He remembers that joke because he was around then, because he's a vampire. And he sets a wee flame in this guy's head, and he kind of goes, you know, maybe I could go on a quest and find this joke. So this is like a 12-issue maxi series. So he's got this wee gang around him. He's got like an Egyptian mummy, who's actually this really sexy hot babe. He's got a werewolf from Texas called Bert. And he's got like a midget who doesn't say anything and has no eyes, but he can see everything. So that's his little gang, and they decide they're going to go off and they're going to find this joke, this one joke that's going to be like the thing that kind of like kickstarts his career as a stand-up comic, because that's what he really wants to be. He's not been particularly good as a banter demon. He's not helped anybody, and that's it. So that's essentially the setup for the story. The thing is, Buffy's there, and Buffy says, Spike, you can't just send these kids out there on a quest and a wild goose chase. They need a mentor. So they need you. Go with them. So they get Scooby Gang in this case, are like a sexy mummy, the banter demon, the Texas werewolf, the midget with no eyes who can see everything, and Spike. And they go out there to find the oldest joke so that this guy can kickstart his career. The only problem is the oldest joke is actually deadly. And if anybody hears the oldest joke, they will laugh and they will laugh and they will never stop laughing until they die. And that's the story. And that's it. 12 issues. Are they going to get there? Are they going to find the joke? Lots of hijinks, lots of fun along the way. And it's kind of for a younger age group. It's kind of the Buffyverse, but it's set in a kind of younger age group.
Fantastic. Actually sounds fantastic.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Right, Geronimo Draws, it's up to you. Can you give the best pitch? I have to be honest, looking at the scores here, it's very close right now after 2 rounds. So whoever makes the best pitch here is probably going to win. So no pressure.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to make it different from everybody's because
Right.
I've heard everyone. So I'm trying to consciously make it different this time. So I think it'd be cool to have like a whodunit, you know, with Buffy, kind of like maybe she's at a Slayer meeting, you know, in some kind of secure location where she's meeting other Slayers. But what happens is the Slayers start to be knocked off one by one, almost like a slasher movie. And they're trying to figure out who it is because there's no one else in the room. And the kills happen to start at a certain hour. And long story short, we find out that it is a werewolf. And we find out at the end that the werewolf, the identity of the werewolf, is in fact Buffy. She doesn't realize that she was bitten, and she has been knocking off all of the other Slayers.
That's brilliant. That's freaking brilliant. I love it. That's freaking brilliant.
Just hand him the winning title now.
Yeah, that's clever.
Put the rest of us out of our misery.
Short and sweet.
Right. Well, there you go. And that is another very good pitch. So now it's time for you guys in the chat to decide who this week's winner actually is. If you can give us your final scores, the first 3 people, obviously we take. So if you could give your final scores for all 4 pitches, guys, for every contestant on the stream. So Alpha Omega has come in. We've got Liam Nielsen Chin. And we've got Vanessa Law. So we need one more person. So Vanessa Law gives Lucifer Storm a 7. So we add a 7. I don't want it to go. Rabbi also gets a 7. Geronimo gets a 9. Well done. And William gets 8. William gets 8. So we've got Alpha Omega left the next. So he gives Lucifer Storm a 6. He gives Rabbi 8. Let me see. He gives Wullie 8. And he gives, let me see. He gives Geronimo 7. And the final score now is from Liam Nielsen's Chin. And we have, I love that name. We've got a 6 for Rabbi. This is unbelievable. We've got an 8 for Wullie. Oh, this is going to be very close. I think we might have a couple of draws here. And I think that the chat is being clever. We got a 9 for Geronimo. And for Lucifer Storm, we have a 7. So that's it. I've got to add up the scores and see who the winner is now. So we've got 8, 16, and that's 24. So we got 24 onto that score. So William gets altogether. William has, we've got 8, and that's 12. So 72 for William at the end of 3 rounds. We will do our winner now in a minute. We got 18 there. Have I counted that up right? I have. Okay. So 37, that's 46, 52, 61 for Geronimo. 61 for Geronimo. 72 for William. Rabbi gets a total score of, let me see, we've got 46, and then 6, that's 52. We got 67 for Rabbi. And Lucifer Storm, we've got 14, that's 56, and 7, 63. So we've got the final scores in. So in last place this week, unfortunately, it's Geronimo with 61 points.
But best pitch.
Second last place, I'm actually surprised at this, Lucifer Storm with 63 points. In second place, believe it or not, it's Rabbi from Another Planet with 67 points. But the winner again, because I think he won the first week as well, is William with a massive.
No, I didn't win the first week.
Did you not?
That was me.
That was it.
Oh yeah, so William wins this week with a 72. So the scores were pretty. Look, it really went down to the last round, to be quite honest with you. So William, you're this week's winner. Congratulations.
It's not about the winning, guys.
Unfortunately, Rabbi, you didn't win this week, but there you go. That's what happens.
You can't win them all, baby. You can't win them all.
Oh, listen, that's been it. So what I'll do is I'll let the lads one last time give themselves a bit of a shout out, let you know where they can find our work and stuff like that. And then I'll let Rabbi then have the, obviously it's his channel. He can have the, obviously he's going to have the last word because it is his channel. But it's as I am the host, I will plug myself if that's okay first. So after this stream, there's going to be a video thrown up on my channel on the Jimmy Savile BBC drama thing that they want to do. So I have a video ready to go. So as soon as this stream's over, it'll be popped up on the channel. I'm back on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Tardis Zone. We've got the watch-alongs, we've got the Tardis Zone talks, and that's me. So, Rabbi, you can obviously. Yeah. So if you want a big screen them all while they're giving their picture off their work as well. So we'll start with Geronimo Draws first.
Sure. So you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Geronimo Draws. I also have a YouTube channel called Geronimo Draws where I do movie reviews and I interview different creators, particularly alternate creators. And also I have an Indiegogo out right now. It's launched. It's called Wirehead and it's a slasher horror book. I think you guys will really dig it if you like slasher horror and sci-fi horror from the 80s and 90s. So check it out. That's it.
Sorry, I was clicking too slowly.
That's okay. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say something else.
Let's go with Lucifer Storm next, please.
Okay, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram by looking for Lucifer Storm. You can go to my website, luciferstorm.com, or you can check out the website for my upcoming book, Lady Satan, An Angel in a Killer's Dress. The web address for that is lady-satan.com, and I'm going to have a special announcement concerning that book coming to you on October 31st.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And as Lee has said in the chat, all links are in the video notes. Check them out. William, knock yourself out there, pal. Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, well, you can always find me on Twitter. It's at Crawford_Hazle. I think the link's down below for my Twitter. I'm also on YouTube. If you type in William Crawford Hazle, you'll see me every Thursday evening on YouTube talking about old horror movies and stuff like that, and interviewing comic creators. And I've got Ailsa Dark, Werewolves and Bampots. That's her behind me here. And that's a campaign starting on Halloween on Indiegogo. It's a complete story. It's old school horror adventure comic. Even if comics aren't your thing, if you like old school Hammer horror movies or the Avengers or the new Avengers, and imagine them getting mashed together, that's what you're going to get in my comic. It's fun. So please consider signing up for that. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. And Rabbi, as it is your channel, you get the last word. I'd like to thank you again for letting me host. I'm enjoying this. Rabbi brought me on board, as you know, because, you know, I don't read comic books, and this is his way of trying to get me more interested in them. And I have to be honest with you, each week I do this. I'm really enjoying the pitches. And you know what? Looking at you as our beautiful comic books and our artwork is absolutely amazing. Keep doing what you are doing, because as we all know, mainstream comics are in the shitter right now, and it's guys like you that keep comic books alive. So thank you. I appreciate it all. Thanks for coming on, and I'll leave you with Rabbi now. He's going to end the stream. Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for all the guests. Please go and check out everybody's links in the description. Go and sign up for everybody's Indiegogo, or going back Indiegogo. I'll be talking with Geronimo. I'm not sure. I think Sunday. I can't remember what day we said. He'll tell me in a minute. I'm sure he'll tell me in a minute. We're going to have an in-depth chat about his book, about his love of comics, about everything there is to know. Go over to Will's channel right now. Also in the chat, he's starting in about 9 minutes. He's starting in 9 minutes, so we can't get him out of here so he can go and do his own show. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and have yourselves a fantastic evening, fantastic night, fantastic time. Thank you all for coming. And then I will put the end titles in. Fine. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the stream right now. Thank you, everybody in the chat again for suggestions coming in and checking out. These will be posted as individual shows tomorrow and on Saturday. What else is going on? I got my Star Trek Discovery reviews dropping tomorrow, Doctor Who magazine review, James Bond thing going up tonight, and then if I get to it, there'll be a Fury from the Deep review, DVD review, which wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. And if I can force myself to read it, I'm going to do a review of Tom King's Rorschach, which I assume is going to be horrible. But you know, that's what we have to look forward to. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Clicking the end broadcast button. But you know, StreamYard was created by weak men without spines. Weak men without spines. They cannot make strong decisions. And they always ask you, are you sure about that? You really want to? Yes, I'm bloody sure. If I click end broadcast, I mean end broadcast. But he asked me, I'm sure. I'm going to click the real end broadcast button, and we're going to get a little whizzy will go around. And we could